All right, well, it is my pleasure to have in the building some 805 legends. We got Wynn, James Kaye, Kody Balboa. I'm here, Andrew, with my guy, Pofsky. Thank you guys for joining us. How are you guys doing today?
Doing good.
Great, man.
Doing
excellent.
Well.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. I haven't really been super familiar with Longhaul and just the whole Central Coast scene really until Bobby Big Fresh is the one. He's the first person that told me.
Bobby.
Shout out Bobby.
Shout out Big Bobby.
And so we're kind of just getting familiar with the whole Central Coast scene. Like, we're doing our issue right now out there. You guys, tell me a little bit about each of your guys' upbringings. Were you always born and raised in the Central Coast?
Yeah, we're all from the 805, man. So when we all did kind of like link up, you know, when Wynn and I linked up like originally and started Longhaul, it was just like that was the whole point of it, you know, just put on for the coast.
Yeah. Where did the name Longhaul come from? What's the origin of that?
We were just kicking around like ideas for names, and we would kind of say it like, you know, like it's like we do this shit, you know what I mean?
We had some other.
Yeah, like we were the
names.
Coast Guard first for like 2 days.
Coast Guard.
Yeah, and then actually Wynn invented calling
Guardians
it the
of
coast.
the Coast.
He actually invented calling it the coast. He did, yeah.
That was, yeah.
He was the first person to say
We were
it.
like, it was like 6 years ago, maybe
More than that.
More than
bro.
that. 7
We
years
were
ago.
literally the Coast Guard in like
Yeah.
fucking 2000 and fucking.
Because it was hard calling it the Central Coast.
Yeah,
it's so
too
big.
much.
It was like, where are you from? Oh, the Central Coast. We were just like, what's the coast? So if everybody starts calling it that, it would catch on. And I swear to God, it was like overnight. I like made this post, so we were all like, it was like a bunch of artists and shit. It was like, we should call it the coast.
But you have the Bay, you have LA, and now you have the coast.
Now you have the coast.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the coast.
Yeah.
Do you guys feel like you have big coast pride?
Hell yeah.
Nah, fuck the coast.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, bro. I mean, like, that's where we're from, you know, like born and raised. Where were you born?
I was born in Santa Maria.
Were you?
Yeah. I was born in Santa Barbara.
I was born in
Slow?
in Slow on Santa Rosa Street. Slow.
Yeah,
What, what's the
Sierra
hospital? Sierra Vista. No. Yeah.
Or French?
The one by the church. On the way
Sierra
in
Vista,
from Sierra
I'm pretty
Vista.
sure.
Sierra Vista. Yeah, I was born
Yeah,
there.
so we were all born in 805.
Yeah.
And so like coming up in the scene of the 805, as we know down here, it's like there's not much of a hip hop scene. Like I feel like you guys probably really developed that and shaped that in the coast, right? Like, so how was it taking on that type of responsibility, and have you seen it change, and what influence have you noticed that you really had and that type of thing? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I mean,
Definitely 360, that's for sure.
you know what you said. There's not much. You said there's not much of a hip hop scene. I would say that's true as it started, right? Because you know it's a little bit of a different area, right, from up there. But it was always there. There was no infrastructure. There was nobody doing shows.
Right.
There's nothing like this. There's, you know, as you know, you're probably, if you're not the first, I've never seen anything like this, especially not done this way. So you must be the first.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, up there, we've been doing this for 10 years. So we did shows at venues that don't exist anymore. Multiple old SLOBrew.
I was doing shows before I was even 21. Like I would go in, perform, and then they would take me out. You know, that was in Slow.
And there was shows, like there was guys not older, but there were guys before us.
Yeah.
But it's like
They stopped.
and we haven't, you know. So like that's part of what we would say has been the imprint and helped. What we do is, I mean, if we stop, that's just, I mean, we've been doing this a long time. You know, that's already a benchmark. You can do it 10 years and stop.
Yeah.
You know, so like, because life gets hard and people have to do other things, you know, if it doesn't pan out, we all know, you know, music business is hard to make it in. But fucking not stopping is probably the biggest thing.
That's literally
why
what Longhaul is.
Longhaul was named that way.
Yeah.
So how have you maintained the drive? Because that's a lot easier said than done. How do you keep the motivation on the daily to like stay creative, to get outside the box, to be the artist that rises out of the soil?
I think it's just like the team, you know, you get a good team and everybody's just like got their own shit going on and everyone's kind of like pushes each other and helps each other out with everything. We always have like 4 opinions on every question we have.
For
So
sure. And we never agree. So
Yeah.
maybe 2 out of the 5 or whatever will
Yeah.
agree. But I think keeping, like, you have other people that keep you accountable and keep you like persistent, you know? Because like, all right, like if any one of us is like, not feeling it that day, everyone's like, "What the fuck are you doing, bro? Like, we gotta go."
We majority
can't
vote.
stop.
Yeah,
you can't stop.
yeah,
you know?
it's just-
Quitting's not an option.
Yeah, it's
Failure's not an option.
Yeah,
We majority voted all the time too.
And
like
celebrate
everything.
a win, you know.
all the time.
Small wins, like this is a win, you know.
Yeah.
Like
Small
things like
wins
this,
are big wins for us.
They're big
Right.
wins, you
Yeah.
know.
No pun intended.
Yeah, exactly.
This is big win. This is the original big
Yeah.
win.
That shit fired. Like it's really all about that. Where you gotta celebrate
It's
those
everything.
little things. Lay them small bricks, right, to them.
Yeah.
And see a house built one day.
And those are the the little Mario Kart boosts that just it'll get slow, but then you hit a little, and you just keep going. Eventually, you haven't stopped for that long, and you just keep you got to keep going up every day, better than yesterday.
I think the thing about
tough.
that too is like you're literally writing your history like today, like
Yeah.
right now today, right? Someone who sees this, they might not see this today or next week or in a month, but this shit'll be on YouTube in like 5 years and they'll be
Yeah.
like, damn, they were doing it.
Right.
Yeah.
So you have to remember that, especially if you're just getting started. Like what you're doing now, like if you keep going, will be those things that people look back and go, oh shit, they've been doing it, you know?
Definitely.
You guys have mentioned a couple times like the team. Who is the long haul team? I remember when I first met you, talked to you about the magazine. You're like, oh, there's a lot more people than just me involved with this. Who are those people?
So a fit like long haul, if you were just gonna put under that name, would be myself, James Kaye, Kody Balboa, and our producer and engineer, Sean Ross.
Yeah, Sean Ross, like, he's like, if he should, like, technically should be here right now, like,
Yeah.
he is literally that pillar in our sound, you know?
Yeah.
He's in the studio right now cooking.
Yeah, he's
beats
literally
for
in the
us.
studio right
We're
now.
gonna need to do
Yeah.
more. You're gonna need to
Like,
meet him.
I just talked to him, he's like, I'm making a beat.
He's a workhorse.
You know,
yeah.
because we're gonna be there, like, we told him we'd be there at like 3.
Does he do all your guys' shit?
Pretty
All
much,
He's
yeah.
engineer too.
Yeah, engineers
Yeah.
everything.
I mean, we might
He
get
songwrites
other
too.
beats.
Yeah,
but
he
He's
writes.
the truth,
He
bro.
fucking lays
Yeah.
down refs too. Like sometimes we're like,
He's
oh
a
yeah.
true producer.
Yeah, yeah, he's-
Like,
he's a
he's
real
not just a
dude.
beat
Low
maker,
key
like,
better
he's
than a
dude.
lot of you motherfuckers out there.
Yeah.
right?
That's a big
High
thing,
key.
what you just said.
Yeah.
A producer.
Yeah,
He's not a beat
producer.
maker. No, he's not a
Yeah.
beat maker.
A lot of people don't even understand the difference.
Because he has an
Right.
opinion, like he'll have an opinion on the inflection of your voice in a certain part. He'll be like,
Some
like
shit you didn't even know was even getting measured. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
like,
yeah. So he makes us all better, and
Yeah.
then just like direct like affiliates, like our team too. You know, we got DJ Sevens,
How
we
Fly.
we got How Fly, we got
Nige.
Nige, who's also from kind of LA and the Central Coast, and a whole bunch of people.
A lot of people,
Yeah.
a lot of people that are like in the studio with us every day. That it's just become in, like long haul family.
Shout out Bobby
you know.
Hendricks.
Bobby
Torn.
Hendricks.
You know, yep. Just like people that, because now we have our studio in LA, you know, and we work with a ton of different artists, like independent guys and label people, and like we write and like produce for them, you know. And so now we've just sort of like extended that family, you know. Like for a lot of people, like our lawyer, for instance, for a while didn't even know we were artists.
Yeah,
he just thought we were songwriters and
writers.
producers because that's the only way he's represented
That's
us,
the
you
part that
know.
he deals with us.
And so it's like, even a lot of people that we meet, they'll see our video and be like, wait, what the fuck? Like, you guys are rapping? Like, wait, you guys are doing shows, you know?
Right.
And that's where it's like, you can't ever get, like, fucking discouraged by that, you know? Like, you just have to do your thing. Like, get your
Exactly.
money, you know, but, like, do your thing. And so when it is time for people to discover you, then you've already done the work, you know?
Right, because to like a lot of people, they might see us as writers,
Right.
in LA.
that's what's crazy about being out here in LA.
because-
Yeah, it's so much
You guys are
bigger.
like a production group.
Yes.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Like, we'll
Yeah.
take major
Exactly.
artists and craft singles, albums, whatever,
Pitching.
and for them, or we'll do
Sync.
stuff to send to other people.
Yeah.
But we'll do it in studio with them too. But then so like they're like, oh, these are the writers. These are writers. You know, this is very common,
Yeah.
common out there. You know, and then they'll see you on the gram with your new single or whatever, like the Move single,
Right.
and they'll be like, the fuck, like you guys are putting shit. And then they'll see we do a show in Slow, 400 people in it, and they're like, so you guys are selling tickets? And we're like, yes. So like we have our hands in a lot of pots, and we wear a lot of hats. We're just trying to get it any way we can to just keep the train going forever, you know.
Yeah,
Facts.
we gotta bring in the money, right? It's like
You have to.
You have
Straight
to get
up.
the money. So it's like, how are we gonna get the money, right?
Yeah.
You guys found it. That's a great fucking way to bring in some
It's
money.
crazy. A lot of artists don't like want to get money. You know.
Well, they don't even
Yeah.
realize that it actually
they're not
costs
aware.
fucking money to actually even
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
music. Like, I saw this stat that like labels spend an average just across their whole roster, because they spend like $2 million on one song, but like an average $200K per release.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? And like artists won't even spend 20K on their whole album.
Fuck.
Well, yeah, it's like
5K.
you wouldn't start a business and not put it in the paper or put out do promotion to get someone to your restaurant.
Build your product.
Right? You wouldn't not spend on ad spend. It's the same thing with music. Like it's because there was a time probably where when YouTube was new and people who are similar to
before Spotify even existed.
Before that, right? And people who are similar age, you could put songs out and it would go viral on accident. Everything's way too saturated now. If a fucking tree falls in the woods and nobody's there to see it, it didn't fall. So like you need to promote your music, and then the ratio from that, who like you, are your fans. Right. And people they don't get it yet initially, and if you stay in the game long enough, you logically conclude you have to do that. You have to pay for promo.
Right. And so speak on that, because a lot of people, are gonna hate on just people for no reason, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
And then two, they won't even understand why it's even necessary. So when you break it down, like the label puts that budget, the label pays for promo for your release.
Yeah.
They
also own 90% of your shit.
Right.
It's like we own 100% of our shit. That's why we're not afraid to pay.
Right.
You know?
And you're gonna take the accountability personally.
And if the label gave you money, they have the right to own your shit.
100%.
Because if it's a business and like here's $1 million, you're welcome. Now we're gonna need that back. So we're gonna also match that $1 million with another $1 million to promote you for the next 7 years, and we're gonna make what you would have made. If you would have put up $1 million,
straight up,
but you can't.
Most people don't even have that in the first place.
No.
Exactly.
So that's the
So I have nothing
tough.
against anybody with. I'm not against it taking one.
That's why you
It's
gotta
like-
get your money however that you can. Like even something like this, like if someone had an opportunity to pay Underground to get on and be like, they should do it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because you're gonna reach new people, and we always talk about too, it's not just about like instant ROI sometimes, it's like just having something that can make your brand bigger is gonna pay off in the future.
Yeah, and planting a seed, who knows what Underground is about to grow to be.
Yeah,
for sure.
Any one of these artists that got on a mag, it's like now they're just locked.
And it's
They have
legendary.
relationship,
And it's
yeah.
legendary. You get to look at that. Like that shit is dope.
Yeah, it's
like
hard.
I
They're
love
immortalized,
that. I love that.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And if you don't stop and you keep going like that, you could be whatever. You could be as big as you want. With this.
Complex or whatever,
Right.
Literally, you can.
Because Complex literally just started like this.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I mean, you already know what the fuck time.
Yeah, you guys know what you're doing.
Put in the bread,
You guys know what
you're
you're
doing it,
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's the model that we're trying to lay for other people to do, just like you guys have done and do for other people. Like what's something kind of advice that you could give to people that are coming up? I'm sure people are going to tap in and really want to hear what you guys have to say. Like when you think about a budget for a real,
Don't cut corners.
Don't cut corners.
But what's important for them to spend their money on in your eyes? What lane, how to go about it, different tips on them.
It might depend on your goal.
Yeah.
But just like how I'm sure you guys know, for years music is a money pit, and it's literally just a money pit until it isn't. So like, if you need people to believe in you, you need people to believe in you. You need to believe in your music. They need people to listen to you before they listen to Drake.
Right.
And it's almost impossible with that comparison because he's so popular, right? But like for other people, right? So you need to do everything from A, networking, like how you are, but B, you need to be making sure you spend money on the correct music videos, spend money on your wardrobe, spend money on just simply YouTube ads, Google ads, motherfucking Instagram ads, and Facebook ads. Don't cheat that. Do that. You can do things as well as influencer marketing. Contact your favorite influencer and see if they'll do something with your song.
Start a challenge.
Start challenges.
I think too, a lot of people like to skip the step of actually making sure their music sounds good.
Make sure your music.
That's the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing.
Shit that's not
Like-
mixed and mashed
like
like professionally. Like
There's branding and then there's
SoundCloud,
marketing.
days like that is gone.
But I will say this though.
You gotta have it smooth.
My biggest song is Spanish Princess, and I put the most money into Spanish Princess.
Yeah.
So
Right.
it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
What are things that you guys are working on now? It's like established artist, you moved out here, you have a studio. Like, what are goals that you're trying to do short term now?
We're trying to get record deals. We're trying to get distribution deals.
I mean, we have, so right now, like, we have a show coming up at the end of the month We're going to Boulder. We're gonna open for Migos and Blast at Colorado. What is it? UC.
The UC Event
UC
Center. It's
Boulder.
at Boulder, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're excited for that, and that is going to be a big thing for us. We'll probably shoot a bunch of like footage out there and stuff, you know. Pay a videographer, buy his flight, all the shit, you know.
Yeah.
Then after that, we have a show in LA. So Wynn and How Fly are dropping
This right here,
mixtape.
this the cover. Nobody
Yep.
has it yet, but I wear this shit. So this coming out on November 5th.
This is an exclusive,
It's an exclusive
right
drop,
here.
boys.
I'm
So
on
it's,
track number 2.
So it's
Yeah.
a double. It's a collab album. Me and How Fly,
And all of us are on it.
Everyone's on the tape.
what's it called?
Turbulence. It's called Turbulence.
Yep.
And it's high energy rap music.
It's all rap.
It's hard as fuck.
It's hard as
high
fuck.
up tempo
Yeah.
beats, bars, a little bit of melodic, but so little that
It's all rap.
it's right where you
And
want
we're all
it.
on it.
man.
It's
All you
hype.
rap lovers.
Literally,
man.
it came
This
out
is
of
hard.
when the fucking the pandemic hit. It just everything shut down, and we went in the studio and recorded, just like every fucking night.
Fucking like 40 tracks, bro.
Yeah.
We were all locked in. We would get all faded. That's where the "Get Me a White Claw Now" like all that shit came from
there.
because we just started slamming claws, making tracks. All
So
night.
we're doing a release party for that at El Cid, and it's in East Hollywood. It's like a little 200 person spot. And from there, we're still working on shit on the coast. We're working on some other things that we can't really talk about yet, but obviously more music. But then we're even expanding, you know, past that too.
I want to ask you guys about that October 1st show, right? So, what was the venue name? SLOBrew?
Yeah.
SLOBrew. So, like, I met James once. I'd never met either of you guys. I met him at the Chris O'Bannon release event.
Yeah, shout out Ben.
And you're like, yeah, you can come through, like, we're doing a show. And I'm just thinking, like, classic 805 show, you know? Like,
Yeah.
We'll do a show, it's like 150 people. And we're like super proud of ourselves. It's
Yeah,
pretty dope for us to be able to pull
That's
off
great.
a show in Ventura.
Yeah,
No, that's
that's a
serious.
solid number.
Yeah, that's great.
And so I'm coming up, I'm driving, I get there, I see this fucking venue, this concert hall. It's like the nicest spot probably in San Luis Obispo, I'd assume.
For
right?
sure.
It's my
Yeah.
it's one of my
Yeah,
it's my favorite event.
I think it
it's
is,
legit
yeah.
as
My
fuck.
favorite.
Yeah.
How did you guys go about organizing that? I know it was a long time in the making, right?
Yeah. Well,
2019.
initially we did they had a downtown location, and we did an after party for our boys, Shebang. And
music festival.
yeah, they had this music festival out there, and they wanted to do an after party, so they booked us for it. And then I think, like, you know, we sort of met the SLOBrew people, because we had already performed SLOBrew before, but then it changed ownership, and they got a new spot, so the new people kind of didn't really know about us. And then we kind of like turned that out, and then they were like, oh shit, so then we kind of worked on a show to do like for ourselves, you know?
For the October 1st.
Yeah.
And the way it started was, well, we want to keep doubling up. So we want to grow. We want to go to the biggest venues where we can go, right? And it's working. So we started off in this venue in Morro Bay called the Siren,
Yeah.
and we did 250 people there.
Yeah.
A few months prior, I don't remember
Yeah,
exactly.
it was
how
like
long.
November 2019 or some shit.
And then we're like, fuck it, let's do
Yeah.
SLOBrew Rock, which is like a 450 person cap,
Yep.
or a 400, I forget exactly what it is. And the day before, the
Yeah,
day before the national mandate, or was it
Yeah,
state
or California.
mandate? California
like in
mandate?
March of 2020, right before it shut down. That was supposed to be our show.
That was
March
supposed to be
13th.
sure they called it
So, yeah.
and shut us down.
You know what's crazy is that
March Madness.
Yeah.
that I remember there was a few people that, because we had a show, an underground show, March 13th, 2020. I'm
Oh,
pretty
shit.
sure-
That was us.
Yes, because I remember a few people from the coast were like, oh, I can't come to your guys' thing,
Yeah.
there's another show. And then they all of a sudden, day of, there's a bunch of Central Coast people here, Sanctus, a few other people.
Yeah.
And they're like, the show got canceled. And now.
Oh, but you guys still did your shit?
Yeah.
Ah, see, we were trying to do ours too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They were trying to be proactive.
Yeah, ours was like a little small, like, it wasn't high key.
Right.
So we were able to do it, like,
Yeah.
it was a weird time.
But
we were able
I-
to slip one in before the pandemic.
Yeah.
Ultimately,
We thought we were going to.
yeah, we were
Fuck,
trying,
they
but
stole it from us.
yeah, ultimately, like, there's this place. It's a concert venue called Avila Beach, and they do like
They did Mac.
they did
They'll do that as big as it
Jeezy,
gets.
like 3,500, 4,500 tickets. You know, like ultimately, that's where we want to go.
They can hold more than
Yeah, yeah. So it's like that's what we're trying to do, like with these shows, you know, and get people involved. Where it's like, hey, like if all 400 and something people who just came to the SLOBrew show just brought one friend, like we can sell out Fremont. Fremont is a 1,000-person spot.
1,000-person
You know what I mean?
Right.
And then if all those people just bring one friend, it's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's not just like us like trying to do this shit. It's like everyone, you know?
It's the community.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
It's an artist group effort. Like it's the entire scene.
I kind of got the vibe that you guys, just like the camaraderie, the just overall vibe was good between all the artists that you guys had there that night.
Hell yeah.
You had that backstage area and everything.
Yeah.
How do you think the show went now, 2 years after it's originally supposed to happen? It's all said and done. What did you guys think of it?
I had a great time.
Yeah.
I think it went well. Yeah, I was
mean,
happy.
Shit.
You know, a lot of people showed up and showed out. It was hella fun. Yeah.
It's hella fun.
It was, yeah. I feel like we're downplaying it. It was dope
Yeah, it
as
was
fuck.
poppin'.
Like,
It was
Yeah,
yeah,
it was
like
poppin'.
that room, stepping up on that stage. I love that venue because they have that dope ass screen.
Yeah.
Really great lighting. There's like 40-foot ceilings, what they look like, maybe 30, and it's a square, right? So everybody's boom. No one's sitting down. No one's gone. No one's
There's
everything.
like
but
no seats even inside.
Yeah.
none, right? So it's a real fucking venue. It's not like it's something they made a venue, you know, and or they double as a venue.
And that was our first show back.
Yeah.
You know, that was our first show.
Standing
It
up
was
and
nice
seeing
to
that
come
shit
back
all the way
and shit.
packed to the back.
Yeah.
You know, everybody makes some noise and it's loud. Like that's
Yeah.
first show
Because
back.
we've
It's
done,
crazy.
you know,
Knowing your
we're doing the
lyrics.
150
Yeah.
shows and the 200 shows and like the fucking 20-person
done
shows,
10-person
bro. Like
shows.
I've gone first
Fuck.
on a 10-person bill when there's 15 people in the room,
the crowd.
and like
Yeah.
I've done that more than once.
For sure.
Like I've done that a lot of times.
Yeah.
So it's like, and that's worse. To stand up in a room like this big
Yeah.
with fucking 6 people and there's no stage, it's the
Yeah.
worst
And you're
thing
literally
that
like
you
rapping
could
in a
possibly
corner.
do.
you know?
Especially when it's all
Yeah.
third.
And that's when most people quit, you know what I mean?
Right.
Especially when I was probably rapping some terrible shit, you know what I mean? Like at that
Cause
point.
you're like, this isn't my dream.
Yeah, and I'm like, wait, this fucking sucks.
Everybody, put your hands up.
Yeah, it's just like, you know,
And you're
It's
like,
hard.
damn, wait, nobody really does that when you tell them to.
That's
you
the
know.
hardest part.
But-
To push through that type of shit.
and I think one thing that we've always done, whether people appreciate it for us or not, is we're gonna give people the opportunities that we didn't have
Yeah.
to get up on a stage in front of that many people and perform their shit when they didn't bring anyone.
Right.
Right.
Period.
You know?
You know, like that's another thing. It's like, you know, artists think, I need to start doing some shows. Well, you need to start selling some tickets.
That's it.
But yeah, that's one thing they don't realize. Yeah.
Anybody if you could sell tickets.
Yeah, if you can't sell tickets,
And you
then
can start with 5, 10.
that's your family. That's
you
just the
have-
homies.
yeah,
That's the
yeah.
family. You know what I
You
mean?
should be
have
able to,
5 friends,
if
you
you're
know,
an
like-
artist,
Right.
if you're a rapper, you should be able to sell 25 tickets.
To every show.
Yeah,
No problem.
At least.
at least. Yeah, at least.
And also, you know, some artists don't want to do that because they don't like the uncomfortability of the humbleness of asking your friends to purchase a ticket or your family or whatever, right? But if you don't do that, you're going to be the one that clears the room.
Yeah.
You're going to be the one that steps up, and maybe it's not the best show for you.
Nobody's
it's
there
in
for you.
your best interest to sell as many tickets that you can to any show possible, no matter the situation, no matter what.
Yeah, so when you get on stage, there's people there.
People like
that
it.
are fucking with you.
Exactly.
People know your
Expect
music.
people to just become fans, come to your show.
Yeah.
and treat you like-
Because you're so tight.
You have to
Yeah.
get-
You know what I
you have
mean?
to get them there. You have
Yeah.
to get yourself in these places and do those things for yourself. It's not
Right.
gonna be handy.
Exactly.
For sure.
Period, but
I'm
It's a hard
curious
one.
about you guys in terms of like, you know, Bobby, he's our good friend.
Right.
He first introduced you as like his mentor. And like, as
Okay.
people who are older from the Central Coast area representing the 805,
Yeah.
do you guys feel like role models at all, or feel like you have any responsibility to teach the younger generations of 805 people how to come up and make it to where you guys have?
Humbly, like yes.
Yeah.
I think you know we
Yeah.
accept that
Just because
responsibility.
we know
and we
can.
know that that's kind of what our role is. So, you know, however it may look, it's the timing, it's everything, but it's just it is what it is.
And if you can help, you should.
Yeah,
so,
sure,
like, of
sure.
course, we will, and we like to.
And honestly, like if
not
you,
always-
oh sorry, go ahead.
You go ahead.
I'm just saying, like you could not like us at all,
Yeah.
and never even talk to us, and literally just watch what we're doing,
And know how
and
to
you
do
could
it
fucking do
afterwards.
it.
yeah.
Because-
Bobby did that, bro.
Yeah, Bobby is like doing it.
Right.
He's
Yeah.
like
We
booking
booked-
shows.
We
like,
made a little mini tour.
I'm hella
I
proud
was
of
like,
Bobby, man.
all
Shout out
right,
to
like,
Bobby.
Yeah. fuck
okay,
yeah.
we have all these venues we can do. I was like, why don't we make a lanyard and it's $20, and it'll get you in every venue on the coast. We're gonna do a tour. I'll call it Central Coast. The Coast Mini Tour.
Coast Tour.
The Coast Mini Tour.
This was in like 2016.
And then we did a Coast Mini Tour 2, and there's 10 artists on each of those tours. They saw exactly what we did, so you can learn from that. And you know who did? Bobby.
Yeah.
And then Bobby booked his own mini tour and does all his own shit. You know, like he sees, he learns, and he fucking works.
And this isn't shit that we invented.
No.
You know what I mean?
We did it by watching
You
bigger
guys did
people.
it by doing
Yeah,
the
it's
same thing
like-
you're saying.
Yeah, you
exactly.
just see motherfuckers doing it.
Trial
and
and
you're
error.
like, oh yeah,
Right.
like this is what professionals are doing. Like, fuck, this is what LeBron James is doing. Like, how can I just do what the fuck he's doing? You know, we didn't invent this shit.
Do they have tour passes?
No, I'm just saying, like, if you want to play basketball, like, watch people who are doing what you want to do. You know,
Right. They have
And
season
there's
tickets.
people who are way bigger than us that are doing it. Like, just literally copy them. you know?
Exactly.
How old are you guys? Let me ask.
I'm gonna be 32 next.
I'm gonna be
week-
24
next month.
And
Yeah.
24, and probably like a
Oh yeah.
I'm 31.
No, I'm 30.
Yeah. So we're all like grown artists.
So when
You know what I
when did you guys feel the shift? Or
Never.
When did you?
Never.
Like,
No, I actually, hold on.
Oh,
you guys
okay,
are
yeah.
doing music full time,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
when did that happen for you?
Full time happened a few years ago.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, bro, like you literally
To
have to.
decide
You
on
have
full
to.
100%.
You have to jump in, and
Yeah.
for a while, like it's this, you know, and you'll have to get lucky too, you know. But I just think that shit is never promised, you know. You wake up tomorrow and everything's different. So it's
Yeah.
like when you say like when do you feel the shift? Like I still don't feel it.
Yeah, there's so many goals we need to reach.
Yeah,
still.
it's like we're not competing on this level. Like we're trying to compete at this level, so
Yeah.
we're not even close.
Yeah.
We're not where we want to be, but there have been considerable shifts.
Yeah.
Because,
Sure.
shit. I
Definitely
mean,
like shifts in
Different
like
problems,
really,
you know. You have different problems.
song making and different shifts like that, song making, songwriting, different things where you're like, okay, I'm at this level now.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean?
Different kind of
It's just
artist,
it's different. It's just a different feeling.
Right.
You go into the room, you just could work with whoever. It's just like a different feeling.
And we consider
how you
ourselves
create music, how other artists create music, adding musicians into the music, how there's a lot that goes into that. So that's its whole old thing. So if anything, I think that we've definitely got to that professionalism for sure.
Yeah, I was gonna say
I'll claim that.
We consider ourselves professionals now, and we could probably by definition say that for sure. So
Because we can make
That's a
professional
shift.
music for sure.
from working in a restaurant and spending every dollar you have on music videos, promo, clothes, production, drive time, tour, you can lose on shows. You can spend $5 grand.
We've lost a
on
lot
shows.
of times on
You can
shows.
spend $5 grand and make 2.
Yeah,
Probably will for a long time.
Yeah.
And
will.
I have.
yeah, you will.
Yes.
Right, so it's like,
Yeah. And
and
if
those
you,
are the things that if you let those things beat you,
Yeah.
the money pit of it,
Yeah.
right? The money pit of it. If you let the money pit beat you, then you're done.
Yeah.
But you got to keep pointing the money pit until you have a shift, and we've
Right.
definitely shifted out of that aspect.
yeah,
So-
you have to be willing to like be like, okay, what's not working?
Right.
What is?
And know how to adjust
Yeah.
accordingly.
Put the focus on the right things.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
it's working.
Right.
And just be
Shit,
consistent.
Don't never not
bro.
do that.
Right.
Show up to work every day. Like,
Yeah.
I think we have a thing we call it's like, you know, because we like to party and shit, and that could turn into a fucking long time where we're just like, all right, well, what are we doing, you know?
Yeah.
But it's like you just hack it. It's
Yeah.
like you get up, you fucking work out, you go to the studio.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you just go.
Yeah.
Right. No options.
Yeah.
Call it falling forward.
Right.
Falling forward across the goal line into greatness.
No.
You know what I mean?
Well, before we let you guys go, are there any artists on the Central Coast or in the 805 in general that stand out to you, that maybe younger, more up and coming, that you want to give a shout out to?
I'm gonna shout
Casey,
out.
yeah.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Casey family.
Shout
For
out
me.
Casey family, big
100%.
spitter, like real
Yeah.
rapper, fire.
Yeah.
Somebody told me the other day, was it with us? He was like, oh, Casey family's like my favorite rap. He's the best rapper on the Central Coast.
Yeah, I
And
forget who
Wynn
that
were like,
was.
yeah, that's
yeah,
true.
Yeah,
you know?
he's hard as fuck.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I fuck with FG Thriller,
Yeah, there's a lot of dope.
Bobby.
out there,
You know, I fuck with Lil Bones, King Trip. Shout out to the Santa Maria homies.
Shorty is a
Shorty's
spitter,
do
bro.
well. I
Shorty
fuck
can
with
fucking
Shorty.
really,
There's no
he
doubt
can
about
really
that.
rap.
Yeah, I fuck with rap.
I'm gonna shout out How Fly, cause our tape is gonna fucking leave
Yeah,
a crater
How
on
Fly.
the fucking Central, cause that shit is gas. Shout out Nige,
Nice.
course.
805 legend.
I'm trying to think of some just like some
New guys.
random-
Shout out D Banks, bro. The
course.
fool's
Banks is
fucking
big.
making waves.
That's right.
All the
That fool
time.
has wavy music, yeah, for sure.
Go stream the single, Big on Big, featuring Wynn.
Straight up.
There you go.
There's more. There's
I'm trying
more.
to find,
There's
I'm
more.
trying to
is all I'm
find that
saying.
next
There's
artist
a
that I
lot
don't
more.
know about on the coast.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, are you
know what I'm
guys,
saying?
one of my last questions, are you guys trying to sign artists, producers, and expand that team on that tip?
always open.
We're not.
Yeah.
Yeah, always open.
No,
Yeah.
not, yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to just really keep it in the black right now, you know what I
Yeah.
mean, and start once we get to another point for sure.
If something made sense, like it you know, it would be great, you know. But I
Yeah.
think like for a lot of reasons, it's like you have to, just like us, right? Like we have to get ourselves to a point where an Interscope would want to do a JV with us. You know
Right.
what I mean? And if we're not there, then we have to look at that like
Joint
ourselves.
venture.
So if an artist is looking for something from anyone and they're not getting that, then they have to look at themselves, you know, why that's not happening.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Wise words, man.
All right, well, I appreciate you guys coming down,
Fuck
being
yeah.
patient all day.
Hell
as
yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Thank you, bro.
Thank you guys. We appreciate
Shout out
you.
fucking Underground Magazine,
Shout it
bro.
out.
It's the
Shout out to
best
Underground
fucking magazine on the
Hardest
on the
working
internet.
Period.
100%.
Thank you guys.
Yes.
Well, we got Kody Balboa, James Kaye, Wynn,
Yep.
Michael Pofsky, and Andrew Mason. Thank you guys for watching.
And we got Louise G on the camera, man.
Shout out to Shout out Louise. Shout out the coast. Shout out everybody back home.
805, baby.
Let's keep the 805 going.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Hell
All
yeah.
right, we out.
Yo.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
That was tight.
Let's go.